How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome back to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Countdown video. We only have 46 days left until the game's release on December 7th, and today we will be taking a look at two supposed leaks. As always, and I cannot stress this enough, we have no idea if these leaks are true or not, so make sure you take them both with a grain of salt and realize that I'm talking about them just for fun. If you'd like to read along while I talk, you can find a link to both of the original posts in the description bar down below. And now, with all that out of the way, I have one thing I need to tell you guys. So the first leak that we're going to be taking a look at today actually comes from 4chan, and it is a text post leak. The other one we're going to be taking a look at is once again a text post leak, but this one is interesting because it was picked up by this website called inverse.com, so I thought that it would be fun to cover it. And now, if you guys want to leave, go ahead and do so right now. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the new leak. So like I said, the first leak that we're going to be taking a look at comes from 4chan, and it is titled Smash Bros. Ultimate Real Leak, and it is posted by Anonymous. It starts by saying, "Hello everyone, I have new info on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. First off, DLC is indeed confirmed. The icon for DLC will be shown on the next Direct along with everything else besides DLC Fighters on November 21st or somewhere around there if I end up wrong. The new characters are Incineroar and Geno. For Echoes, we have Ken and Shadow, who will be the final Echo fighters in the base roster before release. I have no info on any characters besides these, not even the DLC fighters. However, I will say that Geolite leaks are indeed fake, and finally, Bayonetta will be on the official blog this Tuesday. That is all I have to say, thank you very much." So now that we've gone over this entire leak, let's talk about it a little bit. So the first thing I was thinking about while I was looking at this leak is that it's called Smash Bros. Ultimate Real Leak. Now, right away, I don't really know why, but that kind of raises a red flag for me, and I'm starting to believe that this is fake. However, let's go ahead and move on to the content. So, first of all, this guy claims that DLC is indeed going to be confirmed, and there's an icon for DLC. Now, I kind of understand this, but at the same time, I'm a little bit skeptical. As you guys know, for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, the way in which we got DLC was by going through the Nintendo eShop or the Nintendo Store or whatever, and you would purchase them there. There wasn't a specific place for DLC. Now granted, it did give you a direct link to the eShop where you could purchase the DLC, but I can't see them having a DLC icon right away on the main menu unless they had DLC that they were going to release very soon. Personally, I'm not too sure about this, but I want to hear your guys' opinions on it. The next thing that this leaker says is that everything is going to be revealed on November 21st or somewhere around there. Now, right away, this is also a red flag because if this guy actually is a real leaker, he should know when things are going to be revealed. Now, granted, we did have stuff like the September Direct be pushed back a week because of some unfortunate circumstances that happened in Japan, but for some reason, I just feel like at this point, they should know everything. If you guys didn't already know, there are actually copies of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that are out in the wild right now. Like, some of the people that are reviewing and testing the game have the full copy. If I can find the picture, I'll put it up on screen right now, but there is a copy of Smash Ultimate circulating out there, so I feel like at this point, everything should be set in stone. And then we move on to the characters. So just like a lot of the other leaks that we have read before, the four characters that we are going to be seeing are Incineroar as a unique fighter, Geno as a newcomer, Ken as an Echo fighter for Ryu, and Shadow. Now, Incineroar and Ken were leaked by Vergaben, and we all know that a lot of people are expecting them to be in the game, and also at this point, Geno was basically a shoo-in along with Shadow, so we're not going to talk too much about these characters just because we talk about them a whole lot, but if you guys want my opinion on it, if you're new here, just know I believe that these are the four characters that we are going to get if we get any more at all. Like, we might not get any more. I highly doubt we're not going to get any more. I would say we're getting at least 2 or 3 more, but I think it's an extremely safe bet that we get these next 4 characters. And then this leaker claims that apparently the Geolite leak is fake, and it has come to my attention that it is. So I'm glad, I'm not glad it's fake because honestly, I really like Geolite and I kind of wish it was in the game. I think it would be a super unique character, but oh well, I guess for right now we're not going to get him. Maybe it's DLC, who knows? And then he says that Bayonetta is going to be on the official blog this Tuesday. So if Bayonetta is on the blog this Tuesday, that means this guy might have some kind of credibility, but at the same time, there aren't a ton of characters that haven't been shown off yet. I think there's like 15 total, so this guy just might be getting lucky if he does end up getting it right, so make sure you take this with a grain of salt. So let me know in the comment section down below whether or not you guys believe that this leak is real. And now, before we move on to the next leak, I actually have to confirm the debunking of a different leak. So ever since that one leaker that came out and leaked Cloud during the Smash 4 days said that there was a picture leak that was causing Nintendo a lot of trouble, people have been speculating all over about which picture it could be. And for a while, a lot of people thought that it was this Geno picture that you're seeing on screen right now. Well, unfortunately, that leak has been officially debunked. The model that he used was actually from a Project M mod, and they ended up making it look like a little bit better. I think they just made it look different enough so that people would start to believe it. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I honestly believed it as well. I think it looks really good, and even though I really want Geno in the game, and I still think he's going to be in the game, this picture is 100% fake. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to the other leak. So the second leak that I want to cover today actually comes from 4chan, and it is a text post leak. However, this leak is special because it was actually picked up by a website called inverse.com, and they did a whole article about it. I'm just going to be going over the 4chan post, however, so if you want to read the original Inverse article, I will leave a link to it in the description bar down below. I highly recommend you take a look at it because they do make some pretty good points. So like I said, this leak is titled Smash Ultimate Leak plus Image for Proof, and it is posted by Anonymous. It starts by saying, "Hi, I've been preparing for this post for the last week, trying to gather as much info as I can to give to all of you. So without further ado, here's the scoop. I work in the Nintendo of America division for localizing Ultimate and have access to the game's Melee file, which contains most of the game's text for things like character names, stage names, menu UI, instructions, etc., and I have a good idea on who is being added in. Looking through the character files, in-game character names, under their battle portrait, I've discovered these file names: Shadow, Ken, Geno, and Rayman. These names are still vague on whether Shadow and Ken are echoes or not, but they most likely are. We could possibly see an Isabelle situation for Shadow's case, but for Ken, I'm not too sure. For stages, here's what I found: Forest Maze, Twinkle Park, Pac Maze, and Rainbow Road. This was all the info I could find at the moment, but I'm working to get more soon. I'm not quite sure when this info will all be shown off, but I personally believe there will be something akin to Smash 4's 50 Fact Extravaganza prior to Ultimate's launch. To finish off, here's an image sent to me by one of my coworkers from a development build of the game with Shadow and Isabelle on the Twinkle Park stage. I'll be sure to report back with more info and screenshots. Until then, ciao." So now that we've gone over the entire leak, let's talk about it a little bit. Now, the first thing that I want to say about this leak is that it might be highly unlikely that this guy actually has all of this file information and stuff like that, but to be fair, someone has to have it. Someone out there is actually localizing the game and changing everything for stuff like that, so somebody out there has to have this. Who's to say that it isn't this guy? Now, is it this guy? Who knows, but for the time being, we're going to take it with a grain of salt and look at the characters that he has to offer. So apparently, the first character is Shadow. Now, once again, we've talked so much about Shadow and Ken that we're not going to talk about them so much, but I just want you guys to know that as of now, I truly do believe that Shadow and Ken are going to be the last two Echo Fighters revealed. At first, I was really hoping for someone like Impa or Toon Zelda or someone like that, but honestly, at this point, I think Shadow and Ken are the two most likely. After that, we have Geno, and it's a little bit weird because Geno's name is spelled wrong. Geno's name is spelled with a G, and I'm not really sure how it's spelled in Japanese, so this could totally be Geno's name in Japanese, and I could just look like a fool right now. But I don't know, that kind of looks like a red flag to me just because his name is spelled with a G-E instead of a J-I, but I guess for right now we're going to take it with a grain of salt. And then finally, the last character is Rayman. Now, this leak is extremely interesting because instead of Incineroar, and we don't get any more Pokemon reps. Granted, we do already have a bunch with Mewtwo, Pichu, Pokemon Trainer, etc. But instead, we always get a new Pokemon representative in Smash whenever there's a new iteration, so it makes me a little skeptical that we aren't getting Incineroar, but instead we're getting Rayman. Now, it's no secret that there are a lot of hints pointing towards Rayman inclusion, such as the great ties that Nintendo has with Ubisoft right now, the Rayman cloud picture that a lot of people saw. I don't know if I believe that one's real, but there is a lot of evidence supporting Rayman. Personally, I really want Rayman in the game, so I'm really hoping this is true, but once again, I always take these leaks with a grain of salt, and I hope you guys do too. Next up, we take a look at the new stages, and honestly, they're not super exciting. We're getting Forest Maze for Geno, but a lot of people are saying that we're actually instead going to get Star Hill or Star Road. Personally, I haven't played Super Mario RPG in years, so I'm not too sure about which stage we'd actually be getting, but let me know which stage you think we'd get with Geno. Next up, we have Twinkle Park, and I assume that's a stage from Rayman. Again, I'm not 100% sure. And then we have Pac Maze returning and Rainbow Road. Now, this is interesting because if we only get these 4 stages, that means that the Koro leak was wrong when they said we were going to be getting 108. Personally, I think that they couldn't find the last stage because it's probably going to be Day 1 DLC, and hopefully it's something like the History stage we've been talking about a lot, where it transitions through all the different Smash game graphics and stuff like that, but I'm not holding my breath. Next up, the leaker believes that we are going to be getting something similar to Smash 4's 50 Fact Extravaganza prior to Smash Ultimate's launch, and honestly, I could see this happening as well. The 50 Fact Extravaganza for Smash 4 was extremely awesome, and I feel like with Ultimate, they have so much more stuff to show off and so much stuff that they haven't shown us yet that they'll probably do something like a 75 Fact Extravaganza or maybe even 100. We're just going to have to wait and see right now because even the leaker doesn't know. And then finally, we get to take a look at an image that was posted that shows Isabelle as well as Shadow on the Twinkle Park stage. I would just like to apologize a little bit earlier when I said it was a Rayman stage. I just had a kind of a brain fart, so that's why I thought it was Rayman. I don't know why, but whatever. So this is actually a Sonic stage. Now, as you can see, we see Shadow and Isabelle fighting on the stage. I can't really tell if Shadow's doing a move or not, but it looks like he's doing kind of like a sliding animation, or maybe he's jumping. I'm not 100% sure just because this image is really blurry. And it honestly doesn't look as good as like the Geno leak that we took a look at earlier, so I don't know. Personally, I think that this is fake, but hopefully a lot of the information this leaker was talking about was true. But let me know what you guys think about both of these leaks in the comment section down below. Do you believe that either of them are real, and would you be happy if they were? Why or why not? Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.